Newswatch 16 is sponsored by your local Ford stores. Hurry in today for the best offers or check out Ford's full lineup at buyfordnow.com today. From WNEP, the news station, this is Newswatch 16 at 6.
Election day is finally here. Americans across the country heading to the polls. Control of the White House, Senate, and the House up for grabs.
But it wasn't smooth sailing to start the day at one polling location, and that's our top story on Newswatch 16 at 6. Good evening, I'm Scott Schaefer.
And I'm Lisa Washington. Some voters in Luzerne County will have extra time to cast their ballots tonight. That's after several polling places dealt with staff and equipment issues.
Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin is live in Laughlin to explain. Jack.
Scott and Lisa, it was not the easiest day for dozens of voters across Luzerne County, as several polling sites did have some issues throughout the early morning hours here in Laughlin. This is one of the sites where issues did arose just a few hours ago. Pennsylvania state courts issued an extension in polling hours, keeping this location open until 9:30 this evening. The sun was shining on Election Day morning, but some voters were left waiting in West Pittston. Equipment errors shut down one of the borough's 3 voting wards inside the Luzerne County District Court building along Exeter Avenue.
You'd come in to vote, you know, people had work, they wanted to hurry up, come in and get out, and it's like, oh, by the way, the machines are down. Like, what's with that? Ward 2's Judge of Elections told Newswatch 16 that voting machines were down for roughly 2 hours before staff got them up and running. In the meantime, roughly 100 voters were given emergency ballots that had to be filled out by hand. Voters like Denise Lombardo chose to wait and use one of the voting machines. Luckily, I was off today, so I had all day to wait. And it's just ironic that these things happen in Luzerne County, that, you know, they had all this time to prepare. In Laughlin, voters waited until 8:30 a.m. to cast their vote.
I've been voting here since I was able to vote for the first time in 2012, and 12 years later, never had to experience this. Very frustrating. County Manager Romilda Crocomo says an emergency prevented the site's Judge of Elections from arriving on time. That was followed by workers being unable to open the scanner, which is needed to scan the ballots, delaying the process even more.
Usual challenges when the polls are opening. In Laughlin, we had a judge of election that had an emergency. These things happen. Because of the delay, the Bureau of Elections filed a petition to keep this polling place open later. The extension was granted, giving voters in Laughlin until 9:30 to cast their ballots. Whether it's there or any other polling place in Luzerne County, Crocomo says they will make sure everyone has the opportunity to vote. It's a very important election. Stay in line. If you're in line at 8 o'clock, the polls will stay open.
The polling site here in Laughlin at St. Maria Goretti Church, again, is scheduled to remain open until 9:30 this evening. Other polling sites across Luzerne County will be closing at 8 o'clock, so there's still plenty of time to get out and vote if you haven't yet. Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, live in Luzerne County.
Thanks very much, Jack. The lead up to Election Day was a bit of a roller coaster in Luzerne County. In February, the county's director of elections resigned after only a year on the job. Ballot drop boxes almost were not implemented, and some voters received ballots with a spelling error. Newswatch 16's Carrie Kearns breaks down all the changes tonight on Newswatch 16 at 7.
Luzerne County isn't the only county dealing with Election Day issues. In Cambria County, that's the Johnstown region of western Pennsylvania, a software malfunction prevented voters from scanning their ballots. A judge extended voting hours to 10 p.m. That's an extra 2 hours in Cambria County.
In Lackawanna County, a paper jam slowed some voters this morning. The judge of election says the issue at the polls along North Kaiser Avenue in Scranton was fixed in about a half hour. Newswatch 16 found many voters showing up to the polls for the very first time. Political campaigns are pushing for Gen Z voters. Some tell us they're feeling the pressure.
It's not so much empowered as I felt pushed around, because it's like I can't even go on TikTok. Like normally I just scroll TikTok in like the absent-minded brain rot moment where I'm like doing nothing and I'm like, oh my God, it's so much political stuff going on here.
It's estimated more than 8 million Gen Z voters are eligible to vote for the very first time in this election.
A steady stream of voters at the Bloomsburg Fire Department Fire Hall this afternoon. Voters tell us they came out to the polls because it's their duty and a chance to have their voices heard.
There's a lot of things broken, a lot of things askew right now. And if I don't vote, I can't complain if they don't get put right back on track, and they're going to get put right back on track. So that's what I'm voting for. That's why I'm here, to do the right thing.
Voters tell Newswatch 16 the top issues that concern them are the economy and immigration. Smooth sailing at the polls in Monroe County. The line to vote stretched down the parking lot at the Ross Township Municipal Building near Saylorsburg. That didn't deter voters who came prepared with chairs to wait. Similar story outside the Mountain Center in Tobyhanna. Polls are open until 8 p.m. in Monroe County.
Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz making a final push to voters today in Pennsylvania. Walz stopped at the Capitol Diner outside Harrisburg, emphasizing the important role the Keystone State has in this election. Pennsylvania has 19 electoral votes, the most of any swing state. It's a must-win for both campaigns.
Growing up in the Deep South in Mississippi, my grandparents didn't have the right to vote. And so to be able to do that, today, and to honor them and all the others who sacrificed so much so that we can have that right, it's just a privilege to do that.
According to the Department of State, more than 9 million Pennsylvanians are registered to vote.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance was off the campaign trail voting in Cincinnati, Ohio this morning. He spoke to reporters afterwards, saying that even though Americans may disagree with each other's politics, it's important to be kind to each other and treat each other with respect. Vance will join former President Donald Trump tonight in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Former President Trump is hosting a watch party at the Palm Beach Convention Center in Florida. He's also hosting multiple dinners at his Mar-a-Lago club. According to ABC News, Elon Musk is expected to participate in at least one of those events tonight. Vice President Kamala Harris, she's spending election night in Washington, D.C. She'll have dinner with family before attending a watch party at her alma mater, Howard University.
If you encounter any problems while voting, there is a state hotline you can call for help. You can report any issues or ask for information. That number is 1-877-868-3772.
Our election night coverage begins tonight at 7 over on WNEP2 and on WNEP Plus. You can watch on your smart TV, Roku, Fire TV, the free WNEP app, or on WNEP.com. Once the polls close, I'll be joined by Lisa here, Stacey Lang, and our political analysts tonight, Corey O'Brien and Jim Bognett. We'll have more election coverage on WNEP2 and streaming on WNEP Plus.
A wildfire has been burning on Blue Mountain for days now.
Crews are still working to contain the flames. How much has burned so far? That's next on Newswatch 16 at 6.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Kurt Aaron is in the backyard.
Yeah, beautiful evening in the backyard. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather for northeastern and central Pennsylvania on Election Day. Just beautiful. We're going to talk about a forecast. Did we break any records today? And what about tomorrow? And how long is this warm weather going to stick around? Details in just a few minutes. Stay with us. You're watching Newswatch 16 at 6 o'clock, and we are proud to serve Montoursville and everyone who lives in Lycoming County. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, I have certainly changed, but the mission of WNEP, Pepsi, and PDQ's Feed a Friend campaign has not. Hi folks, Joe Snedeker here reminding you it's time for the 40th anniversary of helping local families this holiday season and beyond. Donate non-perishable food items where you see these boxes. There'll also be smaller containers like this for cash, or donate online too. Just scan this code with your phone or text the word FRIEND to 570-826-1616. Your generosity will help Feed a Friend. WNEP is proud to serve.
Good things are happening in your neighborhood with Mindy Ramsey.
If you're looking for some new reading material, you're in luck. Come visit the giant book sale beginning Tuesday, November 5th until Saturday the 9th. The sale starts at 9 a.m. and goes until 7 at the Light Street Community Hall in Bloomsburg. Most books are priced between 50 cents and $2. There will be something for the whole family. Credit cards will be accepted. All proceeds will go towards the Columbia County Bookmobile.
Don't miss the live drawing of the Pennsylvania Lottery every night at 7 p.m. only on WNEP.
With eHealth, you can compare Medicare plans side by side for free. So we invited people to give eHealth a try and discover how easy it can be to find your Medicare match.
I have quite a few prescriptions.
That's why people call us. This one here covers all your prescriptions, your doctors as well.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a hard time with this.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
You're so helpful. You don't know.
This is pretty amazing.
I can go on a vacation with this money.
See how your Medicare plan stacks up with the big changes for 2025. Just call this this number or get started at ehealth.com. Compare plans from the nation's top insurance companies. They pay us to help you. That's how eHealth is always a free service.
The savings are unbelievable.
I could see the costs side by side.
Now that we know that it's a free service, eHealth is just, I think, the best.
Call 1-800-428-0126 to compare Medicare plans in your area or visit eHealth.com.
eHealth, your Medicare matchmaker.
Look at the attitude. It's like you're going for a run. Loosen up.
All right.
We're going to do the answer with you. All right. Definitely faster than your wife in there, right?
Oh, yeah. Are you going to give me the answer?
Yeah, I'm going to get you there. Why were you holding the guy up for so long? I mean, he just wants to go.
I love you dearly, Joe.
That is a
After nearly 2 years, a stretch of road is back open in Monroe County.
Route 611 in the Delaware Water Gap area officially reopened today. That road closed in December 2022 after heavy rains caused a rock slide. The federal government had to approve PennDOT's plan to fix the roadway. A new addition, drivers may notice, a temporary barrier to keep rocks from falling into the road again. PennDOT is still working on a permanent solution here on 611 in Monroe County.
More than 100 firefighters now working to contain that wildfire near Carbon County.
The Blue Mountain fire sparked over the weekend. The Lehigh Township Volunteer Fire Company says nearly 600 acres have burned. The fire is still only 25% contained. Still no word on what sparked this wildfire on Blue Mountain.
Pennsylvania American Water now asking customers to reduce their water consumption due to the drought. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection issued a drought declaration in 35 counties last week. Pennsylvania American is asking homes and businesses to cut water use by 10 to 15%. That's 11 to 16 gallons a day.
A little rain would help crews knock down the Blue Mountain fire.
Kurt tells us if any showers are in the forecast, any at all. Next, here on Newswatch 16 at 6.
Election Day, finally here, and more Americans turn to David Muir in World News Tonight than any other newscast. The race, a dead heat, with so much at stake. Turn to David Muir and the team this election night. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, the #1 newscast in America.
Dear Dr. K, I used to think I was never meant to be beautiful. I was teased because of my teeth. I didn't like the person looking back at me in the mirror. I never thought I could afford dental implants. You and your team worked within my budget and helped me feel confident in the plan we made together. I love my new smile. Thank you.
Congratulations. You have a beautiful soul, Cynthia.
Finance the smile you want for as low as $148 a month per arch. Schedule a free consultation.
Mr. Curiosity.
Jack Culkin in the hot seat.
What is the benefit of having a mustache? There is none.
Jack doesn't agree.
Oh my God, look at that guy and his wonderful mustache.
Can we ask when it's coming back?
Plus,
I could look probably 10, 15 years younger if I dyed my hair. I felt like a phony when I did it once or twice just for men. It was like a crime scene.
Listen to Mr. Curiosity on YouTube, WNEP.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. WNEP's Ski Card is back and bigger than ever, helping you ski up to 9 locations this year. Montage Mountain, Swain, Ski Sawmill, Mountain Creek, and so many more. Altogether an $839 value for just $150. That's an 82% savings. Pick up a card for that skier in your life or one for yourself. Head to WNEP.com or text SKI to 570-826-1616 to get yours today. Catch the fun of Friday Night Football with the Newswatch 16 sports team. Steve Lloyd, Courtney Harrison, and Eve Hernandez. The Super 16 Sports Final. Fridays at 11 on WNEP. Sponsored by the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, and Wise Markets.
Alrighty, folks, right here this Friday morning, they're kind of a big deal. Surprise for you happening from 4:30 through 7 a.m. live in the backyard. I'll say this, it's going to be a pleasure for your auditory canal. See you then.
Newswatch 16 is sponsored by Mariotti Building Products. Kitchen showroom, kitchen design, kitchen people.
Our warm, dry stretch continues, and Kurt was on record watch today.
Yeah, we actually tied the record, Lisa, in the Scranton area, 76. I mean, here we are, November 5th. We're talking about Election Day, but no jacket required. It's just well above average for us this time of the year. And if you look up in the sky tonight, you'll see the waxing crescent moon and that beautiful planet right next to it. That's Venus. If we can go to the boards, yeah, there you go. I took a picture with my camera. That's our weather station right there. You can see where the moon is, and you can also see where Venus is, and it is just beautiful. Look at that. So check it out. It's a lot brighter with the human eye than it is taken from my camera there on my phone. So beautiful evening. Hopefully you're enjoying the day today. No rain out there right now. It is dry. We could use some of that shower activity. I wish I could lasso it and bring it right over our region, but unfortunately it looks like that front's going to come through here. It may bring a shower or two, but it's not looking very promising for any real measurable rainfall, something significant that we would need. Behind the front, obviously the colder air. Out ahead of it, we're getting that surge of warmer air. And Pittsburgh, current temperature right now, 75, Dayton, Ohio, 73. Even Detroit's at 73 right now as a current temperature. Some spots out here in western Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh and Erie, we're in the 80s today. And we're going to see that surge of warmer air over our region for tomorrow. One more day, and then temperatures will get pushed back down into the 60s, but we're still going to be above average. Beautiful view there. Williamsport, good evening to you. Love the lights. Weather looks gorgeous. That's what it looks like in Holly. And good evening to you in Holly. Traffic moving smoothly there as well. Future clouds and radar. Just a few clouds around, mainly over eastern Pennsylvania. These are some of the high temperatures today. And again, we are on record watch, 76. We tied the record set back in 1935. We could certainly use some rain. Very, very dry here, as you know. We're in the D1, parts of our viewing area for a moderate drought. And there's your record watch. So close, Mount Pocono. I was forecasting 70 for today. You got up to 68. I haven't seen any updates yet. 69 the record, so you were right there. And then Scranton 76, and we did tie that at 76. Williamsport, your record 77. You didn't get close to that today. There's temperatures around the region in the 60s right now, and we'll be going down upper 50s, lower 60s. Winds haven't been that bad, but those winds will be picking up tomorrow as that cold front moves in. Great view downtown Scranton. Isn't that beautiful? You bet. 68, south breeze at 5, relative humidity 56%. Very mild. I mean, our average low this time of the year should be in the upper 30s. We're going to be in the upper 50s, so 20 degrees above our average. This is where we should be for afternoon highs this time of the year, upper 50s. Well, actually mid-50s now. It's 56, so there you go. All right, here comes the front, 11 o'clock in the morning, couple of sprinkles out west. Notice that blip of the green there between, say, noon and 3 o'clock. And then after that, not much showing up. Our winds will shift as we get into Thursday out of the northwest, but not promising at all for rain. I ran the numbers for you. A couple of different models, and this is pretty much all we're coming up with. That's not what we need. We need a nice soaking rain here for a day or two. All right, got to show you cutie KJ here. This is Jen, our coworker, and KJ, just a cutie. And that's a shot taken from the daycare. So great job. Thank you all. All right, there you go. 73 tomorrow. That'll be the high in Scranton. Could be the chance of maybe a passing shower. 69 New Milford, 75 in Mashopin. Wyoming Valley, upper 70s will be possible. 78 in Stroudsburg. Mountaintop, you're in the mid-70s as well. Coaldale, Pine Grove, middle and upper 70s, and that's where we'll be in central Pennsylvania. Peak wind gusts tomorrow. As the front comes through earlier in the day, they'll pick up, but then those winds diminish as we head into Wednesday evening. Thursday, those winds will pick back up again. Wish I had better news as far as rain. Certainly need it, but it looks like our next best chance for rain will come Sunday night into Monday morning. Until then, it's looking very dry, and there you go, Thursday. All right, we got to talk about Tropical Storm Rafael. Expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico, pass over western Cuba, and could make landfall later this weekend near New Orleans. We'll keep you posted on that. Remember, hurricane season runs until the end of November. And Rafael is one of the reasons why. that's extended through November. All right. 7-day forecast, just a sprinkle, light shower tomorrow as that front comes through, and then dry Thursday, Friday. It looks like a nice start to the weekend, but then the second half of the weekend, Sunday into Sunday night, we may have some rain, and you know what? No one's complaining because it's been so dry.
Bring it on.
Not at all.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks, Kurt.
Yep.
Once the election is behind us, we can start paying attention to some of the other important things in life.
Like hockey season. The Baby Pens have an early season scrum with their rivals from the Lehigh Valley. And Steve's talking about that next on Newswatch 16 at 6.
Huddle up for Nittany Game Week.
Every week, coaches Jay Paterno and Tom Bradley join host Todd Sadowski for expert analysis and exclusive interviews with the Blue and White. Get a sideline seat for the plays and players that will make the difference on game day. Nittany Game Week, Saturday at 11:30 on WNEP. And streaming on WNEP Plus. Sponsored by your local Hyundai dealers.
Class mom who vowed she'd start in October, how was it December, but still brings it with champagne gummy bears and NA Rosé. We snack to you. Guy who won the family unspoken gift competition with customized nut and chocolate trays? We snack to you. Boss who crushed it with pasta night plussed up with pine nuts for perfect pesto? We snack to you. Get 20% off and free shipping for new customers. Nuts.com, much more than just nuts.
Thanks to WNEP viewers, these pets have new homes. We'll feature a new pet to adopt every Friday on Newswatch 16 at 5:30. 16 to the Rescue is sponsored by Invisible Fence of Northeast PA. Big sales and barbecues, car shows and concerts. See what's going on near you. Check out the Public Service Bulletin Board events calendar at WNEP.com. You can find local events or create and promote your own. Get directions, share with your friends at WNEP.com/events and on the WNEP app. From our backyard to yours, Storm Tracker 16.
I'm Newswatch 16's Emily Kress. We're proud to serve Tannersville and everyone who lives in Monroe County.
And it's all of a sudden hockey season.
Yeah, Scott and Lisa, they're playing some great hockey down there, off to a really good start, and the fans are coming out in support. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins are off to a hot start at the beginning of the season with that 6-2 overall record, and now heading into another home game this Wednesday with Lehigh Valley after coming off that 2-1 win last Saturday over Hartford.
I think once we realized that the little less we did to exit the zone, the more success we'd have exiting our zone. We spent a lot less time in the D zone, and it's funny then all of a sudden you spend a lot of time creating offense and doing a lot of good things. So I thought it was a really mature third period, probably one of the best this year. It was outstanding. To a man, the commitment level was awesome. All the credit to the guys, they did an outstanding job.
After a pair of goals on Saturday night for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby now sits on 597 career goals in the National Hockey League. His pair propelled Pittsburgh to the 3-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens. And now Sid and his team face the New York Islanders tonight with Sid's next chance to score his 600th career goal. The Bucknell men's basketball team picked up a win Monday night over Delaware. Noah Williamson had 19 while the Bison were winning. Penn State and head coach Mike Rhodes took care of business inside the Bryce Jordan Center with the 108-66 win over Binghamton. It took an extra session for the Siena men's basketball team to pick up their first win for head coach Jerry McNamara, but they did it in overtime to defeat Brown 72-71. Holy Redeemer and Lock Haven University transfer Justice Schultz poured in a game-high 23 points for GMAC. Schultz going 38 minutes and finishing 9 for 18 from the field. Siena is at Bryant on Friday night before coming back home to face American on Tuesday night in Albany. The Penn State women's basketball team with a 90-68 win over Bucknell inside the Bryce Jordan Center on Monday night. Mariah Murray, the former Dunmore Buck, and then some time at Drexel, had a big night in year 2 in the Big Ten with Penn State. She was 8 for 16 from the three-point line and played 32 minutes. Penn State is back home on Thursday night at 6 p.m. with Canisius. Number 6 Penn State has the whiteout this Saturday night at home at 8 p.m. That game on Peacock with Washington. Still lots of football left to play, and the playoff rankings due to come out later tonight on ESPN.
But at the end of the day, we did not play well enough against a very, very good opponent to get the W. So obviously there needs to be more time spent on it and more discussion spent on things that we have to do outside of what we did that game week. There's a lot of things. There's nothing more than I wanted to do is walk into that press conference and after the game talk about why that game was different and also where we were headed.
So we'll see where they land up, maybe 9, 10, 11, 12. They got some tough games left, and see where this committee puts them.
All right, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Bodolink Library next.
Good things are happening in your neighborhood with Mindy Ramsey.
The Blue Star Mothers of NEPA 5K Run Walk will be held Saturday, November 9th. The event will start at the Tunkhannock Little League Field on Sunnyside Road. The race will start at 10. There will be a Veterans Day program, awards, and a raffle at 11. The Blue Star Mothers of NEPA is a nonprofit organization that supports active military members and veterans.
Are your Medicare benefits changing? Get the benefits you need from a local plan you can trust. Geisinger.
It's very important that they're local. They know where we're coming from.
Geisinger Gold Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month. And many include prescription drug coverage and lots of extras to help make healthcare more affordable.
It makes me feel like I will be taken care of and I don't have to worry.
You also get access to Geisinger providers, as well as more than 30,000 other doctors and hospitals across Pennsylvania. And you enjoy the support of local Geisinger Medicare advisors who are committed to understanding you and your needs.
Everyone over the age of 65 needs Geisinger Gold.
Call to request your free guide today and find out why Geisinger is Medicare made personal.
Home and Backyard, Saturday mornings at 10 on WNEP. And get more Home and Backyard at WNEP.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Fall has a bit more to go before it stops, falling.
Mike Stevens looks at a few of the season's high points from the PhotoLink Library.
If you traveled on a road like the one Linda Repko did here, you're apt to find any number of unusual sights. Cynthia Rod of Catawissa found this traveler enjoying what you might call a fine dining experience. Kelly G found another group with a different mindset, you might say, perhaps an after-meal cleanup. We've had pretty good weather the past few weeks. Carol Elliott in Music says such developments can make everyone happy. Oh, now, we didn't want to eavesdrop on this little meeting, but, well, we just happened to be here thanks to Rochelle Steele. Looks like a meaningful, sincere, down-to-earth luncheon get-together. Now, let me introduce Babs, the hen pictured by Danielle Lamb. Danielle reports Babs showed up at a friend's house. No one claimed her, so Danielle offered a home and Babs moved in. Babs likes it here, where Danielle says she is loved and spoiled. Can't imagine that. The tracks just keep rolling on through autumn. Kim Veregas of Archbold writes, and they all lead somewhere. Someplace like the one Chelsea Brubaker found on a quiet fall morning. Another mark of the seasons. As is this one, Autumn on Owl Creek Road, Tamaqua, from Mary Karen Schaff. Time marches on. And before long comes our evening, bringing with it Fire in the Sky. This is from Dave Birch and Holly Coco Birch. More Fire in the Sky here, Sunset in Beach Creek from Ray. Another sample of the season comes from Avis Miller and Berwick. This one entitled Briar Creek Sunset. And morning is not to be left out of this parade of scenes. Misty morning beauty here from Jennifer Riggleman, Andreas. Time indeed does march on, and we measure it in our own way. David Ide sent Morning on the Susquehanna is the title. Enjoy the day wherever you might be, dear viewer. Each moment of the season is one to enjoy and quick to fade. I'm Mike Stevens in the Photo Link Library.
And that's Newswatch 16 at 6. Up next, World News Tonight with David Muir.
Remember, Newswatch 16 is always on at WNEP.com. WNEP Plus streams on Roku and Fire TV, and you can always find us on the free WNEP app. We'll be back in 1/2 hour for Newswatch 16 at 7.